Welcome to Free Game, where we break down the latest NFL trades and roster shakeups with expert analysis, in-depth commentary, and a little bit of hot take action. I'm John, and today we're diving into the biggest moves across the league. We'll discuss how these trades will impact teams, what they mean for the players involved, and whether these moves will help or hurt the franchises going forward. Let's get into it. Let's start with the Philadelphia Eagles, who are going through a complete defensive makeover. The biggest move? Trading safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans for offensive lineman Kenyon Green and a 2026 fifth-round pick. On paper, this seems like a head-scratcher. Gardner-Johnson has been one of the Eagles' most versatile players in the secondary, while Kenyon Green has struggled with injuries since being drafted. So why make the move? For the Eagles, this trade could come back to bite them. They're losing a top-tier safety in exchange for a lineman who still needs to prove himself. Meanwhile, Houston absolutely wins this trade. Gardner-Johnson's aggressive style of play fits perfectly with DeMeco Ryans' defensive philosophy. If he stays healthy, he instantly elevates the Texans' secondary and gives them ball hawk who can make plays all over the field. But that's not all. The Eagles also released veteran cornerbacks Darius Slay and James Bradbury, while losing Josh Sweat to the Cardinals in free agency. With these moves, the Eagles are putting a lot of faith in a younger, unproven defensive unit. Could they bounce back with some smart signings? Absolutely. But right now, it looks like their defense has taken a major hit. Now, this is a move that caught everyone off guard. Deebo Samuel heading to the Washington Commanders for just a fifth-round pick. Are the 49ers out of their minds? Samuel is one of the most versatile offensive weapons in the league, and when he's healthy, he's an absolute game-changer. So why did the Niners trade him away for so little? For the 49ers, this move doesn't make much sense unless there's something we're not seeing. Maybe concerns about his durability or wanting to free up cap space for a different move. But from a football perspective, they're giving up a guy who fits their system perfectly. For the Commanders, this is massive. W. Deebo immediately becomes their most dangerous offensive weapon and gives whoever is under center a reliable target who can turn a short pass into a 50-yard gain. If he stays healthy, this could be a season-defining move for Washington. Washington wasn't done yet. They also traded for cornerback Marshawn Lattimore from the New Orleans Saints, sending back a third, fourth, and sixth-round pick. Lattimore has been one of the top shutdown corners in the league, but does this move make sense for both sides? For the Commanders, this trade makes perfect sense. They struggled against the pass last season, and adding a true lockdown corner like Lattimore completely changes their defense. If he stays healthy, this makes them a legitimate threat in the NFC East. For the Saints, I don't love this deal. Trading away an elite corner for draft picks only makes sense if you're rebuilding, but the Saints have been trying to stay competitive. Unless they have a solid replacement lined up, this feels like a short-term loss for New Orleans. Now let's talk about one of the strangest moves of the off-season. The Jets trading for Davante Adams only to release him days later. This was supposed to be a dream reunion with Aaron Rodgers, and on paper, Adams would have been the perfect go-to weapon for the Jets' offense. But suddenly, he's gone. So what happened? For Adams, this is a disaster for his career. He's still a top receiver, but bouncing between teams like this raises questions about whether teams see him as a long-term fit. He'll get another shot somewhere, but this definitely hurts his momentum. For the Jets, this is a total embarrassment. You don't trade for a superstar and then cut him before he plays a snap. They need to figure out their direction fast. The Los Angeles Rams are also making moves, sending offensive lineman Jonah Jackson to the Chicago Bears. The move won't be official until March 12th, but it's already being talked about as a smart pickup for Chicago. For the Bears, this move is a huge win. Their offensive line struggled last season, and Jackson brings experience and versatility to a unit that desperately needs help. For the Rams, this depends on what they do next. If they use this trade to clear cap space for another big move, it could make sense. But if they don't replace him with equal talent, this could weaken their protection big time. That wraps up today's episode of Free Game. Which trade do you think was the best and which team made a huge mistake? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you love NFL content, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Free Game.